Alright, what's good, people? So today we're going to talk about the Kubey sylow. What a great looking knife from Kubey. It's just such a cool looking knife in my opinion, and it's fucking cheap as shit. The best part about it in my opinion. It's just, if you can get this thing on sale at White Mountain Knives, you're talking about like $90. With that special they're running right now, where any Kubey you add to the cart automatically gets discounted, and then you can use the 10% off discount on top of that. So I use DM10, which is for Discerning Man's coupon code. He doesn't get a kickback from it or anything, but it's, DM10, so it's super short, easy to put in. But so after you put that code in, you're talking $90. $90. And this thing's 14C 28N, heat treated from 60 to 62, and then full titanium, fragged, contoured titanium at that, with titanium hardware, a blind milled clip that works a treat, and just action that is phenomenal. Phenomenal action. So overall, it's 7.9 inches long, and the handle is almost half an inch, or right at half an inch, and then the weight, you're looking at 4.77 ounces. So it's, it's a little heavy, and it's broad, very, let's just see what it is from the top of this to here. Almost 2 inches across right there. So it takes up a lot of room in the pocket. And the weight, isn't the greatest, but I can overlook all of that because the design is so freaking cool. This thing just looks mean, with all this going on right here with this blade shape. And then I'm trying to tell you, this thing in the hand is phenomenal. It just works on every level in the hand, and like your thumb naturally wants to go right here, but when you need to choke up on it, your thumb naturally wants to rest on this scoop right here. And then you've got all this Jimp'n. Look at all this Jimp'n. And it's not just for show. This is lock you in place, I ain't pushing past it shit. Like legit Jimp'n. Or excuse me, I'm told I should be adding a G to that word. It is Jimp'ing. Jimp'ing. It just feels weird to even say it that way. It's Jimp'n. It's always been Jimp'n to me. It'll always be Jimp'n. But, to each their own. Jimp'ing. It's Jimp'ing. I don't know. I can't even say it that way. Jimp'ing. It don't even sound right when I say it. But again, the action is so good on it, from the reverse flick to the thumb flick. It does, you can use this as a front flipper, but I'm going to be honest, I never do. I mean, you can do it, but I've got to kick wrist into it to do it. And it's just not the most satisfying front flipper. You know what I mean? It's so far out in front of the knife right here, and you've got to, if I just try to do it like that, it's so, it doesn't feel good. It's one of those ones where you just want to be like, wow, and really kick it out into it, and you look like a crazy man doing that. You know what I mean? But so the reverse flick and the thumb flick are where it's at, in my opinion. And then you wouldn't think, God, something in my throat. You wouldn't think, looking at it, that it would have great lock bar access. It's even kind of hard to see right there. But you can see it's scalloped back on this side right here to reveal just enough of it. And then it's scalloped on both of these sides on the inside, so that when you go to hit it with your thumb, it's perfect. It's just perfect. You couldn't ask for better lock bar access than this right here, in my opinion. And then you've got this huge part of the blade right here that comes and hits you, so you're not getting pinched, you're not having something dig into your nail, and then you hear that lockup. It's a joy to disengage. It's also a joy to reverse flick. And, the thumb flick's the next best thing, but the reverse flick's really where it's at. You know, in my opinion, that's, the best way to deploy it. And then listen to the sounds it makes. It makes such a good noise. It just sounds so freaking good. And you've got this really tall, flat grind, and it's not like it comes down super thin behind the edge, but it slices really good. I was surprised at how good it sliced for how thick the blade stock is, which let's go ahead and measure it real quick. Oh, what the hell am I on? I don't even know what the hell I'm on here. Not the right thing. There we go. So yeah, 100 and... Why can't I ever say it right? 150 thousandths? Thick. That's what it is. It's freaking thick. How about that? That's what we'll go with the measurement is. It's thick. And then behind the edge, like I said, it's surprisingly thinner than you might have thought that it was. And that's way up on it, apparently. I wanted to say it was like right at 20 thousandths, No, it's thicker than I thought. 22 and a half. Let's try it one more time. I thought it was right around 20, but I haven't measured it in quite a while, and I actually don't even carry it and cut with it that much. It's hard to get right behind it because it goes up so fast, but that's probably pretty accurate. 23, 24 thousandths behind the edge. And it tapers up pretty aggressively pretty quick. But it slices good still, surprisingly good. But like I said, I haven't carried it that much because it is so broad in my pocket that it's one of those knives that, like the Rosie XL, it just takes up a lot of room in your pocket. You know what I mean? Like, hell, it's taking up more room than the Rosie XL does because of this right here. So you almost have to have nothing else in the pocket with this big bastard, or you're gonna be fighting with it. It's just fighting for room in there with everything. The drop action on it is phenomenal. It's, you can tighten it up a little bit to make it not a straight guillotine like I have it now, and it's still super satisfying. It's not gonna be a super controlled drop because it's such a heavy blade, but it's still super satisfying. And then the sharpening choil is, it's actually pretty good. It doesn't look great when you first look at it, but you can see how far back it's pushed right there. It almost goes straight down. So it's actually way better than I just admitted. That's actually really good. You're going to get a shit ton of life sharpening out of that, to be honest with you. I mean, you're going to get way more sharpenings than you probably are ever going to use on this thing. By the time you get up to right there, it's going to become so thick. Yeah. Like, you're fine right there. And like it's got a built-in finger guard basically, but it's not a back flipper, which is kind of cool, because the blade is so broad. And then again, like I said, this thing in the hand, you just wouldn't think it looking at it, but once you pick it up and put it in your hand, you're just like, holy shit, this is one comfortable ass knife right here. Being contoured, helps a lot with that, a whole lot, in my opinion. Because it's actually fairly heavily contoured, for what it is. And then this frag titanium, it's not like, because it's anode, it's not super aggressive, but it is enough in the hand to give you some reassurance on the grip, It's just a really good knife. And then when you consider you can get it for $90, $90 for this, that's what I paid for a freaking clone, in D2. In D2, mind you, with milled titanium, the frag here. But, that's why I like these clones so much, because not many companies, I mean, they're finally starting to do it now. And Kubey has for, longer than most people, done it, with stuff like the Titius and, they've got quite a few models now in the 14C titanium, for really good prices. And then especially right now with White Mountain Knives running that special on them where it automatically discounts it in the cart, and then you can use the 10% off on top of it. like $100 to $90 is like Tucson money, but then you get the Kubey build out of it. So like you get way better fit and finish, in my opinion, and designs that actually function and work properly versus the Tucsons that are going to have late detents and blade contact through the back and just all kinds of random, goofy, weird shit that you get with a Tucson. You know what I mean? So I'd love to see more companies do this. Offer fully, full titanium build with a better budget steel. VG10, 14C, even 154 CM. I wouldn't mind seeing that for what this normally goes for, 125. Which at 125, it's still a good pickup, especially when you use the 10% off on it. But it's way better at 90, I mean, I think everybody will agree to that. And then, Kubey does such a good job on their heat treats, in my opinion. Like I said, I haven't used this one a whole lot, but other ones of their 14C, 28M models I have used quite a bit, like the Titius, and it holds up super good from that, that cryo treat that they do on it, I think, is what makes a big difference on it. Let's do a couple of size comparisons. So when I got it out here, the Titius, whatever the hell you want to call this thing. And maybe you saw my cheat sheet up there. I wrote down some of the stats, and then I never end up using it. I end up just rambling and talking like a Looney Tune up here. Let's see. So Titius is bigger. Let's do the Kaiser Militar. I think this was pretty close if I remember right. Yeah, pretty darn close. I mean, in length, not in width or any of that. Good Lord, no. The top liner lock Raccoon, I think, was shorter. Yeah, not by a tremendous amount, but definitely a little shorter. The Civivi Sakoke? That sounds close. Shorter, but, fairly close. And one more. We'll do two more, just because I can. The Vision FG, I think this was almost spot on. Yeah, pretty darn close there. I think that is damn near spot on. And then, just because I just got it and I've been carrying it quite a bit, the Brian Brown Cortex XL clone. Yeah, damn near spot on again. It's a freaking phenomenal knife, y'all. If especially if you can get it on sale, but even if not, I still highly recommend it. I wish I would carry it and use it to cut more, but, carrying a vape in my pocket and, anything else that I need to put in there for work along with these two items, it just makes for a lot. You know what I mean? And so I end up just flicking it at the house a lot or pulling it out of the case and playing with it, But I really need to just get more comfortable carrying a little bit bigger knife. Because this thing just feels so good in the hand, and you just feel like you could really go to town with it, especially like this right here, And again, $90 contoured titanium, 14C, 28M, heat treated well, with a good looking design. Another company would want to charge you bananas for this, 150, 160. Fuck, now 180. Who knows what the new numbers are now. I just saw the other day with the new Voodoo coming out, they want $450 for that motherfucker because it's got techno carbon on it. $450. I was like, get the fuck out of here, man. $450? Really? Like 400 was, or whatever it was before. I want to say it was only like $380. It was pushing $4, so it was already like way up there, I understand that technocarbon stuff costs more, but I don't know, it's a lot. I mean, it's a beautiful knife, and I mean, it'll sell out, just like everything else does, but it's a lot of money, it's a lot of money. But damn it, every time I get pissed and say that kind of stuff about a knife's price, it's usually because I want the motherfucker so bad, and I just don't want to drop the money on it. Let's be honest, I mean, that's what it is more than anything, is I want that motherfucker, but I'm not keen on ponying up the cash to get it, Anyways, enough of me rambling. This is a phenomenal knife. They actually have them in stock right now at White Mountain Knives for the $90. in the configuration I personally wanted when I got this one, but they didn't have it available, and this was the next best thing I could get. I think it's a stone-washed blade, regular titanium handle with the blue accents. I don't know, it looks really good. Hell, all the versions of it look really good in my opinion. I don't really think you could go wrong with it. It's, if you don't mind a bigger knife weighing, 4.77 ounces, being, damn near 8 inches opened up, and being 2 inches across in your pocket, I don't know that you could do a whole hell of a lot better. All right, y'all be good.